Hello everyone, welcome to Pseudocoder. This is Ravina and today we are going to solve problem number 104, which is maximum depth of binary tree. Let's start by reading the problem statement. It says that given the root of the binary tree, return its maximum depth. A binary tree's maximum depth is a number of nodes along the longest path from the root down to the farthest left node. So what we are trying to do here is we have this tree and then the maximum depth would be the maximum distance from root node to any of the leaf nodes. So let's see, let me get my notepad up. So what it means is that right from the root node, which is 3, we have to calculate how many steps does it take to any of the leaf nodes. So here, if you see, my maximum depth would be 3. So this is the first step, this is the second, and then this is the third. It doesn't matter which node has the deepest depth, is the last leaf node. We just have to find out how many levels are there in the binary tree. So let's see how we will be able to solve this. We are going to solve this using the breadth first search. And what happens in breadth first search is that we are going to explore each and every level. So for example, we explored this level 1. We'll be maintaining a count. We will update that count to 1. Then when we move to the next level, we are going to increment that count. And then again to next level, we are again going to increment that count. So that's how we are going to solve this. If you don't know how to do breadth first search or depth first search, I have a video on that, so please go check it out. I have a standard way of approaching breadth first search and depth first search, so it doesn't drive me insane and I can approach these problems in a particular way. So I would highly encourage you to go in and check out that video. The link for that will be in the description. The first thing that I'm going to need to solve this is a queue. So I'll have my queue in place. So that's here. And then I'm going to need a count variable to count how many levels are there. So that is going to be 0 for now. Initially, I'm going to push my root to my queue, so I'll be pushing 3. Then what happens is my pointer will be right here. I will increment my count to 1 since I'm pointing to my first level. So my count will become 1. Now I'll go through all the elements in my queue. So I have just one element for now. So I'll pop that out. I'll pop 3 out. I'll check if it has any child nodes. Does it have root of left and right? Yes, it does. Okay, then add them to my queue. So I'll add them to my queue. You'll see now I don't have any more elements on the first level. I explored all the elements on my first level. So I'll go to my second level. As soon as I go to my second level, I'll be updating my count to 2. Now, since I'm on the second level, I'm going to explore all the elements on my second level. So I'll be popping out 9. And then I'll check, does 9 have any children nodes? No, it does not. All right, then I move forward. I'll check if 3 has any child nodes. Yes, it does. It has 2 of them. Okay, I'll get those and insert them into my queue. So I'll insert 15 and 7 to my queue. Now I move on to my next level. As I move on to my next level, I'll be updating my count. So I'll update my count to 3. Now what I'll do is I'll go in and pop 15. I have 15 here. I'll check if 15 has any child nodes. No, it does not. All right, moving forward. Then I pop out 7 and then I check if 7 has any child nodes. No, it does not. Okay. And then what I do is I return this count. So this is how we are going to solve this. Now let's see how we can convert this into code. The first check here we need to do is to check if the root is none. If it is, then we just return 0 since there are no levels. So I'll check if my root is none, then I would just return 0. The next thing I wanted to do was to get my queue in place. So I have my queue here and then I'll initialize it with my root. So that's what I did. And then I'm keeping count of my count variable just to keep count of my levels. And then I'll go through this queue while the queue is not empty. The first thing I did was to increment my count. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to go through all the nodes on that level. And how do I do that? Is for something in range length of q at that time. So when we reach this moment, we are going to go through each and every element in the queue on that level. Remember, this length of queue is actually counting the variables on that level. And then it's simple. You just take, you just pop out from the queue. So I'm going to pop 0 from the queue. And then if I have node dot left, then I add it to my queue. So queue dot append node. What's happening? Node dot left. And then if I have a node dot right, then I append that to my queue as well. So I'm going to do queue dot append and then node dot right. In the end, what I do is I simply return my count. Now let's talk about the space and time complexity of this problem. So here you see that we are going through each and every element in the tree. And so the time complexity of this particular algorithm is going to be O of n being the number of nodes in the tree. Whereas if you talk about the space complexity of this problem, the space complexity is also O of n because I'm going to have a queue that holds all the elements. Now, for example, what if, worst case scenario, you have just one element and you hold that in the queue? That means that you reach the n capacity. And that is why the space complexity of this is also going to be O of n. So the code for this is going to be on my GitHub repository. The link for that I'll be adding in the description below. If you like my videos, please give it a thumbs up. And it really helps my channel. I'm trying to grow and I would really appreciate your help. Comment below if you like my videos or if you would like me to solve any problems of yours. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.